humanity's biggest glazer and gigantic mech, the Exostrider. Having regained its legs and core, this giant aura farmer might as well be one of the main events of 3.1 and 3.3. First Awakening and us literally diving through it to aura farming and cutscenes, everything was very action heavy, so let's take a closer look. Okay, where the fuck do I even start? I think we'll look at the weapon and wings later, so let's hide this for now. From the front, the Exostrider is so detailed. With the general color scheme being silver, gold, and purple, it has horns which we know the shepherds wear, very broad shoulder pieces with blue highlights we'll look at closer later, and many more interlinked parts, lines, and things that would make it perfect for a gunpla. Right, Kuro? Right? From the side, its shoulders are too high to even really see its head anymore. From here, we can see just how detailed its hands are and some of the really cool jutting out parts like its knees and heels. Also, its shoes are really long, probably for balance on those heels. Truly never heelless waves. The back is much more exposed in a way, being majorly the gold joints, hinges, and the absolutely gorgeous spine we'll take a look at later. Attached to it, with some sort of arm, is its wings. They're in the same color scheme and much more jagged. The last side, aside from the shoulder color, is the same. So let's go back to the top. The Exostrider's head is naturally imposing. The 4 blue sharply gold-lined eyes and the lack of an actual mouth gives it a very cool mech-like, aside from it already being one, feel. Especially because it is very set back into the sharp helmet head. Kind of like a second coming of the Infernal Rider. The top of the head generally looks like a jet or spacecraft. While this is probably not intentional, it is kind of cool due to the 2 large purple horns, the 2 small ones at the back of its head, and the 2 even smaller, sharper ones at the sides. Zooming in, it has many lines, waves, writing, and blue detailed lights leading into its spine and side panels. At the very top, it also has this cool looking gold plate, which I believe is translucent in game, but let's keep it full for now just for visibility. It has this really interesting star shape, which kind of looks like a solar system path diagram. Removing this plate, we have more of the golden ridges, which seemingly connect to its horns. Moving further down, its neck, quote-unquote, is very thick and lined by ridges and separate purple framing pieces, which split up at the back for its spine. It has a purple trapezius, and its chest is very pointy, with a very intricate golden core with blue lights and many slits and lines to frame it. This gold centerpiece is similar to its head in a way, with the different sharper parts jutting out kind of like its horns. Underneath the sharp part, and especially supporting the centerpiece, is something that kind of looks like a second head in a way. If, and I'm only saying if, we imagine the gold piece is its horns, we have a similar inset silhouette with 2 sharp jutting out pieces and 2 blue lights in the center. Now, I cannot do it for this part, but I'll do it for the legs and arms. I can't remove the upper part from the lower one as there is nothing underneath. However, the golden sharp sides of its chest piece lead to its back. Removing the arms for a second, you can see clear black joints here, which we'll see in a second will interlock with its shoulders and arm. On the back, we can actually remove some of the purple plating here to show the lining going on underneath and leading to its gorgeous spine. The spine is layered between gold and dark gray, and up close, the blue light are actually different cables running down. Being this close, it looks kind of creepy in an unsettling way, but is still very gorgeously designed. Kuro is truly good at making mechs and mech parts, as you may have seen in PGR. Putting back the purple parts, there's this big silver plate along with more interesting patterns I can't quite place, and a throwaway handle. Before we look at anything lower, let's put back the shoulders. The shoulders are bigger than its head, being two halves, one purple and one gold, with different symbols as you'll see in a second. Objectively, they're also very sharp, with these two big sharp gold pins on both sides, with more blue lights and a smaller plate with interesting scribbles on it. Starting with the purple half, it has similar patterns to its head, with the wavy and white, blue lights, and white writing, quote-unquote, but it also has these kind of unsettling eyes. I kind of can't really place these. The style of the eyes, with its long tear ducts and eyeliner, would remind me of a sort of Egyptian style, but the three, or just many eyes usually, also remind me of biblically accurate angels, which might sound like a reach, but it'll make sense in a second. The back has more eyes on one side and more lights. The gold side, however, features none of the eyes and has more writing, while the back has wings, with a design similar to its head plate. Now, I really don't want to reach anything, but with the eyes and the wings, and the theories of it having ascended to be the Sentinel, despite only being there to transport them, I'll just leave you with that. Now, if you've been paying attention, despite its flashiness, the Exostrider has many dirt and scuff marks on its shoulders and scratches on its hand. You might notice these moving forward as well. Underneath the shoulders, there's similar ridges like under the head plate and the gold bit connecting to the arms. Though removing the shoulders and actually looking at the arms, you might notice it kind of just goes through, for seamlessness I guess. Looking at the arm, it's a black and gold inside with a silver and purple outside. While I can't completely separate them, the underside is quite thin and bare bone, mainly featuring the golden ridge joints and attachments for upper plates. Said plates aren't anything special compared to the rest, but the jutting out parts look really sick. Imagine this thing, if it was your size, elbowing you in the chin. You're fucking dead! Theoreticals aside, this deadly pointed part has more scribbled writing and scuff marks. The other part that's separated from the arm seems to be a shield for its bare-bone wrist, kind of making its lower arm look like sword and shield. It's connected to the wrist by another joint or hinge. Down to the hand, which is actually my absolute favorite part, we're back to the skeleton of the mech with these really cool layered or armored looking joints for hands. Each joint has its own guard, which looks really cool from the outside, but even sicker on the underside with its exposed skeleton. Back to the snatched as hell waist. Due to the spine, the sides are separated into black and purple parts, showing more of its gold interior, while the front has similar covering parts like Emotes mech, with the white and blue plate being lined by gold again, so much it ends up looking like, yeah. The back is completely barren, only featuring another black connector part for its wings. The wings, as mentioned before, are connected via this somewhat crude-looking gold arm. You'd imagine it be thicker to support 1, its weight, and 2, the wings, but I digress. Ignoring my prior point to not be immature, it's connected to this hole here and has many joints and ridges to make the wings more movable. The wings themselves are ginormous, almost, if not bigger, than the Exostrider itself. Compared to the impressive build of the actual mech, as I've mentioned, the wings look way more dangerous. Having this white and purple very scuff-marked outer plate and a very sharp-looking inner plate as the actual wings, with more of the eyes on the wings this time. Both of these sides connect to a jetpack-like inner piece, which, aside from holding the wings and a very intricate jagged line pattern, which kind of looks like it's forming a heart here, doesn't really have anything special about it. Back to the front, we have the Exostrider's legs. These two I can take apart. The upper legs interestingly have ball joints connect to the body, while as we saw earlier, the arms are kind of pointer plates. The sides and front have more intricate white plates and an overlaid armor or just decorative pointed layer. The back, however, is way too intricate for me to describe. Much like the wires at the back, it's kind of unsettling. Imagining one of these pieces fall out of place, Going into the knees, there's giant joints which are almost completely hidden by the lower legs. The knees, as mentioned in the very beginning, have this very cool big jutting out part, which I've seen in mech kits before, with more writing and another eye on them. Since there's just more white plate on what's essentially the shoe, let's remove it for now. Revealing the feet? This gold inside seems to be part of the skeleton, which, similar to the arms, has joints and parts connected to the heel. The foot, quote-unquote, also has another hinge for the lower part. The heel itself is purple and gold, and the front part of the shoes kind of looks like a spear in a way. Again, imagining the elbowing part. Imagine getting kicked in the balls with with how broad and pointy they are. The underside has another intricate pattern made of different gold parts. You can see the hinge I mentioned here too. Lastly, let's quickly look at the sword. This giant club of a sword is similar to its wings in a way, but features a different key color. The handle is very jagged and features a coin or plate with another one of the eyes on it. Further down, the sword just gets more jagged, with parts that somehow look like teeth. It just kind of looks like different parts of metal slapped together to form the hilt. The main color of the sword, instead of purple so far, is a light green to cyan. It again features, you've guessed it, more eyes. Though they're a bit different this time. The bottom of the sword, compared to how jagged and dangerous the top looks, is more dull than expected though. The Exostrider in total is definitely way too intricate for me to even properly describe, though I've noticed many more things in this close-up than I did before in the big overview we got in 3.1. I have my own theories as to what the Exostrider represents currently and will be in the future. That said, I will be playing 3.3 after this video goes live, so please look forward to that. I hope you enjoyed and have a nice day. Bye bye!